Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on RWA Productions. If you're new, please drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Really thanks for doing so. If you do that, tonight alongside me is obviously Paul Wilson. Good evening again, Paul Wilson, for the 14th time this season.
Good evening, Brad.
Good evening, Paul. And last night, yesterday afternoon, Sunderland have got back to winning ways in the table. Moved up to 7th now. Sunderland 3, Norwich City 1. Goals by Trey Hume, which I thought was a consolidation of an own goal, but it wasn't by the looks of things. A goal from Dan Neil, which was excellent put away by him. And also a good penalty by Jack Clark. Great penalty by him as well. Obviously, I will be telling you a little bit about my experience yesterday as well, which I wasn't very happy with before I got into the ground, but I will explain that after I've got Paul's reaction of that game. Paul, what was your reaction of the Norwich game yesterday?
Well, to be honest, it's interesting because Bowers actually, well before the game, actually, Bowers actually spoke to two Norwich fans that he knows. He actually met one of them actually on Friday night, actually, for the first time.
Right.
And you know, he actually had an idea what they were going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't expecting us to come out, and actually get the 3 points, which, if he's listening, I actually got the score correct actually on Ant's channel. I actually said 3-1 to Sunderland. Actually on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you actually. That goal by Dan Neil, that actually was a really good goal from where I'm actually sat.
What was just
the southwest corner.
What was just everything about that second goal? Wasn't it? Was that sort of a chip over from Job? I think it was to get in Dan Neil. He was in the correct position, and he scored it brilliantly to make it 2-1 Sunderland. Anyways, anything else you want to add to that, Paul? Before I go on to my match day experience what I had yesterday.
Not really, but James, I was reading this morning, James Copley wrote to the FA because we're not sure if Ballard will be missing on Saturday, because I think Ballard actually picked it as a fifth yellow card, but according to James Copley, because he wrote an email to them, to the FA last night, the FA has reported to him that they are actually waiting to hear from the match official.
Yes.
Once that has been sent to them, they will confirm if Ballard is missing or not.
So Ballard could not be missing the next game. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we just have to wait and see.
Well, this is what I'm going to get angry at, to be honest, because no fan should go through this what I went through yesterday, to be honest. And quite a few people today pissing me off again. So I'm going to kind of bring this title up, which is I'm going to be talking about this now, because no Sunderland fan here, right? And I'm a Sunderland fan myself. No other Sunderland fan should be commenting on other countries because that is sort of like either racist towards their countries, or it could be abusive towards their countries. I've seen one Sunderland YouTuber, I'm not going to mention his name, but I'm not going to do that because that's not me. But he posted something on Twitter this morning. He said something about the Palestine and Israel and stuff like that, about what them are going through at the moment. And he was basically saying horrible comments towards it and stuff like that. And James Copley even came out this afternoon and said a lot of things about that comment as well from this Sunderland YouTuber. And no Sunderland fan should be doing that whatsoever. It's totally disrespectful towards different cultures, different natives of countries. So next time, just think what you're doing and don't do that. Whoever you are, or any Sunderland fan at all out there, out of 49,000 seats, 49,000 fans who sits in their seats in the stadium, like, just, you need to think. You need to think before you say things, because it could either get you the result of a ban from the stadium, it could get you a result of a ban from football completely, or it could be a prison sentence. So you need to watch what you're saying, because I'm trying to protect you, it's trying to protect myself, basically. So I don't know if Paul agrees with me on that one, but I think he 100% kind of does. What I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I have
promote.
to agree with everything you're saying there, mate.
Yeah. Also, yesterday afternoon is the main one I'm going to start with, because I was seriously angry yesterday. I was getting really upset, really, really upset yesterday. I left the house at 1:30 yesterday. What? I left the house at 1:30. I left the house yesterday at 1:30, and I went to Lidl, got some drinks and stuff. So, sorry everyone, got disturbed there. Sorry about that. So, yesterday afternoon I left the house at 1:30. I went to Lidl on North Hilton Road, Paul, before
Yeah,
the Sainsbury's. Went there yesterday. Stopped there at 1:45. Got some cans of drink before the game, because instead of buying drinks in the stadium, I take my own in, and I hope no one says anything about that, or hope anyone doesn't report us for that, because that's just silly, really, isn't it? At the end of the day, you're allowed to take your own stuff into the ground anyway. There's no rules about that. Someone next to me brings sandwiches, crisps, and drinks for half time, and there's nothing wrong in that whatsoever. It's what they do and what they've been doing for the last 30 years, 30 seasons. We've been doing that for. So, yeah. So, my whole experience on this go is the stewarding at the stadium light off the pitch. At the stadium light is absolutely horrendous. I think this needs to be addressed. I emailed Chris Waters yesterday about this as well, because I wasn't happy whatsoever. Because we got to the stadium for about 2 o'clock yesterday, and we went round the roundabout waiting for the stewards to let us into the ground, and there was 4 cars in front of us, and the barriers went down at 2 p.m. 1 hour before kick-off. The barriers went down, and only meant to do it half an hour before kick-off. It actually says on the website 2:30 the barriers go down, and we were there half an hour earlier than that. So the stewards turned around and went, "We can't let you in until 3:15." And I was like, 3:15? That's 15 minutes of the match I'll be missing. And during that, the length of time in the car, my dad shouted over 2 stewards, and he turned around and went, "He's got autism, can you let him in?" And he's shaking and stuff, saying that he has to like get into the ground before the game starts and stuff, because that's what he's used to. So the stewards turned around and went, "I can't help you, I'm sorry." So that was absolutely ridiculous. One, Stewart needs to be addressed. It needs to improve in the grounds. This liaison officer came over. It wasn't Chris Waters, it was somebody else who came across, and she turned around and went, "I'm sorry, but I can't help you. I've got autism myself. I totally understand what you're trying to say, but it's what the boss has been basically saying, to obviously close the roads between 2:30 and 3 o'clock." But I turned around and says to her, "Well, I've been waiting here since 2 o'clock." And she says, "There's seriously nothing I can do, because it's 20 to 3 now before." Because what happened was, as I reported to someone at 2:10 in the car yesterday, and the man took half an hour to come back to us. Half an hour, Paul, and there was 5 stewards around him. Didn't even ask any of the stewards at all if we could let us in. Basically just sitting there on his phone. Very surprised the big boss is not sacking half of these stewards for what they're doing, because what I seen yesterday, didn't really care. Same well, what I've seen yesterday as well, this man came out of his car in this sort of car park officer came down with his green and white jacket on his green vest. He came down and he turned around and he was arguing with him. He was basically saying because the barriers were shut, the cars were trying to get on the opposite side to try and get into the stadium because it was between 2 and 3, and the barriers didn't close until 2:30. So this man turned around and went aggressively to this old man. He turned around and went, "Can you turn your engine off? Can you turn your engine off? Get out the car, get out the car." And I was like, why are you saying that to a 70-year-old man who's driving in a car? Seriously, man, let him through already because you're not meant to close the barriers until 2:30. I don't see your point whatsoever, Stuart. I don't see your point, what you're trying to say to us, because I don't know what the club's doing, but I think the club needs to seriously look into this, what the stewards are doing, because basically they're doing the jobs all wrong. They're getting paid a lot of money per hour, and they're not even doing the work. They're not even doing the work what they should be doing. So
Then is on that, half the stewards not actually employed by the club.
That's why then
They're not.
half of the
It's
stewards
actually an
aren't even
agency.
employed. So it's I think it's under Alpha Events. I think they're under. I think.
Yeah, they're an agency. It's not. They're not part of the club.
So what I've done was, because I was really furious yesterday, I emailed Chris Waters. I turned around and went, "Hi Chris, I am absolutely furious the way off the pitch at the stadium is ran. I arrived at the stadium at 2 p.m. and when we pulled around in the car park, the barriers were down and they aren't supposed to go down until 2:30 p.m. I asked this female steward, could we get into the ground? She replied with, wait until 3:15 and then you can go in the car park. And I missed the first 20 minutes of the game and I started getting seriously upset because of my autism. Something needs to be sorted here because I am absolutely outraged and furious. Regards, Bradley. So I've sent that email and he turned around and went, I am out of the office until the 6th of November. I will reply to all emails after that. So I've got to wait 7 days for an email to get back to us, which is not too bad. I totally understand what the club
Yeah, I thought that he wasn't at the game yesterday.
No, I do understand though that club liaison officers do need to have kind of a holiday and kind of a break off sometimes, because Chris Waters, what he does for this club is absolutely amazing what he does for this club, and I have got no other option of reaching out to a contact like him because he helped us last time. Because basically what happened was last time was one of the Player of the Year event. No, it wasn't the Player of the Year event. It was the Player event at the Stadium of Light was a signing session. And I was waiting nearly 2.5 hours to get in the queue. And some people's mobility affects them because you've got to wait in the big queue for 2.5 hours with legs really, really sore and stuff. Like I've got obviously I'm overweight and stuff, and I can't help the way I am sometimes with my mobility. So Chris Waters turned around and went, well, 6 months time down the line, you can choose any free event you want to attend. So it could either be the next event what we'll have, which is obviously the Player of the Year Awards night, or it could have been a hospitality suite for 2 people. So it could have been me and my dad could have went to the game with a hospitality suite, had a 3-course meal, had savouries at half time, have pies and pizzas at full time, drinks, everything was included. Happy days. But I chose to go for the Player of the Year Awards night because not many fans would get to see that. So I went to that awards night and it was really, really good what I seen. Don't think anyone went out of my friends. I don't think Paul went. I don't think Acacia went. I don't think anyone went, to be honest, out of all my friends. So I was lucky to see that, to be honest. I was very lucky to see that experience, to be honest, as a Sunderland fan. And I spoke to Chris Waters and I spoke to Nick Barnes after the Player of the Year event happened. And Nick Barnes seemed very happy. Every time when I speak to Nick Barnes, he's always got a positive attitude on him. He's always willing to speak to you. Joanne as well, his wife, very happy to speak to as well. Very happy couple, to be honest, to speak to. Also, I spoke to Frankie Francis, I spoke to him on the night as well. I spoke to Danny Collins on the night. Absolutely brilliant. What the staff done was brilliant for me. Spoke to Chris as well on the night. Actually turned around and said to him, "Thank you for arranging this all for us. I appreciate what you've done. As a liaison officer, you are amazing, top man." And he says, "Anytime, Bradley, anytime if you're struggling next time with any other issues, come and raise them to me and I'll sort something out for you." So what I've done was I've raised this issue over to him and let's hope something gets sorted here because I'm furious at the moment still for what happened yesterday. But other than that, I did enjoy the game yesterday. When we went into the ground, Norwich scored straight away, 1-0 straight away to them, 24th minute from, I can't remember what player scored for them, but I think it was a Chinese player. China player who scored for them. Was it a China player who scored?
I'm just getting it up.
Either China or Japanese, I think, scored for them.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Japanese, I think he is. I think he's a Japanese international. I'll have to check on that in a bit. Well, anyways, back to that disrespectful comment as well from a Sunderland fan. No one should disrespect other countries and other cultures and stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous what he done, but leave it at that because I am fuming. So, back to the Norwich City review with me. My thoughts of the game. I thought it went quite well yesterday, to be honest. It wasn't flat. It wasn't quiet. It was quite of a end-to-end game, really, 50-50. Between both of Sunderland and Norwich, we have had great chances. We had great chances. They couldn't put them away. We did. Came out with a very strong 3 points yesterday. Great goal by Dan Neil, I mentioned. A great assist by Joe for chipping over to him and scoring that. Trey Hume, it was just basically a block of defenders basically just standing there in his way. Nothing that could basically just stood there. Trey Hume put it in 1-1. Then the penalty by Jack Clark. I think it was the worst penalty decision I've seen in my life. I think it was definitely a penalty. It was a blatant Stonewall penalty. Very surprised Anthony Backhouse wouldn't give that, to be honest, because many Premier League referees just stand around like Keith Stroud. I bet you he wouldn't even give that if he was our referee this weekend, I mean, Paul.
Then is Anthony Backhouse isn't actually a Premier League referee.
I know he's not.
I think last time we had him, because I was listening to what Nick Bonds was saying, I think last time we actually had him was actually in League One.
Yeah, what did he against Oxford United? I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, Oxford. Oxford away, Euro 1-0 against them away that time. Ages ago, 2019-2020 season. Won them 1-0.
Yeah, well, actually, one of the players actually assisted for the game yesterday, but one of the players actually, which was Roberts, he actually assisted him. And why I mentioned that, Bowers actually told me that Norwich apparently does not like Patrick Roberts.
Ex-player, probably.
Yeah, he used to play for them.
Alex Pritchard as well, ex-player.
They don't mind Pritchard, but it's actually Roberts they don't like.
Oh.
And Roberts actually assisted Troy Hume's goal.
So, next one we're going to go into is the player ratings.
Clark assisted Dan Neil's goal.
Who assisted Dan Neil's goal? Clark?
It was Jack Clark.
Oh, it was Clark, not Bellingham. I thought it was Bellingham. Clark will be then. So, next we'll go on to player ratings. So, first we're going to start from goalkeeper to striker, what we normally do. First off, Paul, Anthony Patterson, what was your thoughts on Patterson yesterday? Was he good? Was he alright? Did he not do alright? Well, obviously, if it was 3-1, he would have done alright, wouldn't he? So, what's your thoughts on Patterson?
Yeah, I was actually impressed with Patterson, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Patterson, I'm going to say 7.
7 for Patterson. Next one is Daniel Ballard. Paul, what would you rate Ballard as?
Ballard, I was actually impressed with as well. Actually, there's a kind of few I was impressed with yesterday. Actually, um, especially Ballard because well, my end actually was keep singing these songs yesterday, which you probably heard.
Yeah, never stop. Never stop singing that.
Ballard, I'm going to give an 8.
8. Ooh, nice solid 8. 09 or Onion, well, I'll say it sometimes.
Captain Luke 09, I'm going to give a 7.
Next one is Niall Huggins. What would you rate Huggins as?
I'd probably say a 7 for Huggins.
7 this time. You gave him a 6 last time round because I got it up on my notes. True Hume. What would you give True Hume? For his goal as well.
Trey Hume, I'm going to give an 8.
8. What about Joe Bellingham?
Now, this one's a bit tricky actually for me because, yes, I thought Bellingham actually played well, but actually during the game, Bowers actually was calling for Mowbray to actually take him off.
Ooh. Why was that?
I just thought, I'm not sure what it was, but you know, I think I don't know what it was, but I'm going to give Bellingham a 6.
A 6, okay. Ekwa.
Oh. I'm going to give Perry Ekwa actually an 8.
Okay. Robert.
Oh.
Gotta be careful. You've got to be careful because you're basically you're not water if you say wrong things.
I'm going to give an 8.
8. Clark.
I'm going to give Jack Clark a solid 9.
I know why you said that because you said he was his mother than much yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, it was between him and.
Trey Hume is mine.
Yeah, well, for man of the match for me, it was between Jack Clark and actually for a chance for first time it was between Clark and actually Russian because I was actually impressed with Russian.
That's what I'm going to mention in a minute because and the last one is Nasri and Russian. What would you rate Russian as?
First start for Russian, I am going to give him a 7.
Nice. Subs what came on yesterday was Lewis Hamir, Alex Pritchard, Chris Rigg, and let's have a look. Lewis Hamir, Abdullah Sirkin, Pritchard, and Hamir. What would you rate Hamir, Paul? I'm gonna say a lot about Hamir, to be honest. I'm gonna say a lot about him when I get to my turn.
Well, Semedo actually could have scored.
That's all. That's what I'm going to mention.
That head because I'm just looking at what Roker Report gave him. Roker Report actually gave him a 6.
I would have given him a bit lower than a 6, like. But you know.
Yeah, because they said as a description for him, they said it had a couple of chances after coming on. The header was difficult, but probably should have done better from Barr's pullback.
Yes. Alex Pritchard. What would you rate Hamir as, Paul, before going to Pritchard?
Semedo, I'm going to give a 6.
Right, Pritchard. Remember, Paul.
Yeah, I know it's your favourite player.
That'd be nice, yeah, man.
Pritchard, I'm going to give a 7.
Nice. You should give them higher than him, yeah. I'll give him that. Second.
This is an interesting one with Serkin, actually, because the local report actually put that Serkin actually helped us see the game out, which he did
Yes.
when he came on.
Mm-hmm.
Serkin actually as well was actually pushing for a start, according to Tony Mowbray.
He was, yes. Mm-hmm.
Serkin. I'm going to say a 6.
6, and finally Abdul Jabbar.
7
7.
for Abdul Jabbar.
Then we've got Chris Rigg as well. So Rigg, what would you rate Riggy as?
What can I give Chris Rigg? I'm going to give a 6.
Okay, right. My ones now. Patterson, 7. O'Neill, 7. Ballard, 7. Hume, 7. Huggins, 6. Ekwar, 6. Bellingham, 7. Clark, 8. Roberts, 8. Russian, 7.5.
Hey, Kyle.
Kyle Don's on the chat. He says, yes, lads. Good evening, Kyle. How you doing, man? You alright? Nice to see you in the chat. Subs came on. Pritchard, I'll give him an 8. Russian, not Russian. Abdul Jabbar, I'll give him a 7 too. Dennis Serkin, he's seen the game out, I'll give him a 7 as well. Lewis Hamir, I'll give him a 5. I didn't think he played well yesterday, to be honest, what I've seen. He could have scored a goal from 7 yards out instead of miles off over the bloody post. God knows how he didn't score that yesterday. Even Nick Barnes turned around and went, how did he not score that? So why would I miss? So, yes. Sorry I didn't do a match day vlog yesterday, everybody, but that was during this point here, this topic here, based on the Stewarting, needs to do better. But I will be back for Birmingham City for a match day vlog, don't you worry. I'll do one inside the ground as well, getting some people score predictions. I will get some of the food as well in the stadium, right? So people pulling pints, getting some food there as well. I will get some of that footage as well. I will get some footage of goals, obviously, if I'm allowed. Don't think I will be, but I will try, because obviously being on Sky, because I can't take Sky for copywriting. What I'll do is I will show my face when I score a goal, so I will have a bit of a celebration moment. So you'll see that.
For that game, it'd be interesting actually. Who is there from Sky actually?
I think it's going to be what's his face? Who's always been there? Rio. Is it Rio Ferdinand? Who's always up there? Sometimes
so it could be anybody.
Could be anyone.
I even think Super Careful actually come up for it.
Kevin Phillips, yeah, he could possibly there as well.
Cotton Mall could be anybody.
Could be anyone. Could be any ex-Sunderland players. Could be up there as well. Like anyone but Jack Rodwell, really. Anyone but Jack Rodwell. I can't stand Rodwell. But guys, please don't forget to hit the notification bell. Please hit like if you do. Please subscribe to the channel if you do as well. But for now, take care, everybody, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care. Goodbye for now from me and Paul.
See you later.
Peace out.